Hi, my name's Neha Jamani. I'm from Dubai. I'm the chef and owner of Sesame restaurant. I did the Natural Chef program and I graduated in 2013. I grew up in Dubai and I stumbled upon the Bauman program when I was looking to change careers. And I've always wanted to go to culinary school, but I really never thought you could make a career out of being a chef. It's like when you grow up, you dream about what is it that you want to be. Some people dream about being like a pilot or an astronaut. For me, it was always, I wanted to be a chef, but it didn't quite piece together in my head, like how do you make a career out of being a chef? So yeah, I didn't do it early on in life, and I'm glad I waited. I feel that to reach a good state of health and wellness, you have to have multiple interventions. Food's just one aspect of it, and I felt like I wanted to learn what's the best way. What's the best way to nourish yourself? What's the best way to nourish someone else? So yeah, that's why I was drawn to this program. I stumbled upon the Bauman program when I was looking to change careers. And I've always wanted to go to culinary school, but I really never thought you could make a career out of being a chef. And I was at this transition in life where I felt I wanted to do something different, and I came across the program. And what drew me to it was this cross-section between health, wellness, and food, and how do you integrate all three together. The great thing about the program was it has such a strong foundation in nutrition, and you do focus a lot on the culinary side, but if you want to dig in deeper, say for a personal health issue or anything else that you're drawn towards, maybe to care for someone that in your family or someone that you're working with, you can really dig into the nutrition side and the health aspects. So I'd never even been to this side of the US. I had always been and spent time on the East Coast. And so it was a very interesting journey. I just decided that's where I want to go. And, 8,000 miles away, suddenly I show up. And I think this area is so rich when it comes to the whole culinary scene and what's happening out here, and the access you have to the produce, and people doing so many different things in terms of restaurants and different kind of business models that are taking off in this area. And you get to see things that you won't see anywhere else. Like, I came across produce I'd never seen before, and I think it's such a good place to play around, experiment, learn. So a lot of the instructors have a very sound ground in nutrition. So if you have certain questions you want to understand more about in terms of the nutrition side, you can really go all out and dial it in. But the format's really interesting because you start off with foundation, just like any other culinary school. You learn the basics, and then we transition into learning about how do you integrate, really healthful and nourishing ways to world flavors, and how do you be able to create dishes in different kind of cuisines, but in a very nourishing manner. And I think for me the most interesting part was the therapeutic side, and learning about the different ailments and different kind of disharmony that people go through, and how do you use food as one aspect of healing and recovery. When I graduated from Bauman, I was in this big transition. I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I moved back to Dubai. Prior to that, I externed a lot. I worked in different aspects, whether it came to catering, chocolate making, pretty much anything where I could get my hands on, cooking at retreats. I just cooked. I cooked and I interacted and put myself in as many different situations I could. And what I didn't still figure out what I wanted to do, but I figured out what I didn't want to do. And I moved back to Dubai in 2014, and I established my first business, which was the Sacred Kitchen. And that was more focused on doing pop-up events, dinners, catering, teaching, working with other businesses to develop recipes for them, writing. So it was a nice, it was just me. So it was a nice little transition for me to figure out what is it that I wanted to do next. In 2017, we opened our first restaurant in Dubai called Sesame. And it's plan forward, not really plan focus, it's plan forward, and we don't have any geographical boundaries on the food we serve. We like to call it world cuisine. It's got influences and flavors from around the world. But more than just being a restaurant, I think for me and my business partner, it was about educating the community, and the restaurant is just one aspect of it. We have a lot of community outreach. We have in-house cooking classes and events where we really want to educate the community and highlight options that are available to them when it comes to food, health, and wellness. One of my most favorite projects that we're working on right now is called Dinner with the Doctors, where we invite a healthcare professional and we create, it's a dinner curated as per what their philosophy is, and it's just interaction with all the guests who are there. And for us, it was more about highlighting different options when it came to health and wellness that are available within the city. And for where we are directed towards now and where we're focusing a lot of our energy in on is how do we take our food, our offerings into the medical community. And we're still trying to figure out how we're going to do that, but that's like future plans for us, and that's what we want to do. If someone's considering to do the Natural Chef program, I would highly recommend that really dial in your basics. Take up every opportunity you can when it comes to externing and working at different places. Connect with the other students, connect with the instructors, because there's a wealth of knowledge that's available. Depending on what career path, do you want to open a restaurant? Do you want to become a personal chef? Start thinking about that right from the beginning, because that's the best way you can benefit from the program, because your heart and your eyes are set on where you want to go, and it often changes. I never thought I would get into a restaurant. I think that was the last thing I would think about. And large-scale catering, that wasn't for me either. But I realized that for people to understand what I was saying and where we wanted to go with food and create that conversation, we needed to showcase it, we needed to highlight it, and for that we needed a place, and turned out to be a restaurant. So it's not something I had thought of I would get into at all when I came on the program, but I'm so happy that it's there. I have a great set of people that work with us, and I've got a larger community as well that I tap into, that I've connected with during the program, after the program, that we constantly tap into for support.